How appropriate in Texas to start with a cowbell, huh? Thank you. I don't have to say take your seats anymore. But we do have a couple of procedural things to call us to order today. So first of all, how about those dancing divas and dudes out there? So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your attention. Thank you for being here. As we begin the program today, the ThriveWell family would like to take a moment to honor the legacy of our longtime friend, and I know a personal friend to just about everybody in this room. Our distinguished president of UT Health, who we lost on March 14th. A loss not just to San Antonio, but to the medical community, to Texas, in fact, to our entire community of human nature. He'd been fighting a rare form of leukemia for the past decade, as you know. Dr. Bill Henrich was a visionary, an inspirational leader who transformed UT Health into the world-renowned institution that it is today. So many in this room can say from a personal standpoint that you've benefited from Dr. Henrich's leadership, from his infectious optimism. He was a believer, like most of you in this room, a believer that you could get better, that you could thrive well. Most important, Bill was a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and our friend. Take a moment with me as we remember him with a moment of silence. Thank you. We'll use my favorite word today. It's gratitude. We are filled with gratitude for your presence and your support, in particular of this organization, ThriveWell. Will you join me now as I invite to the stage here our cancer warrior, Christopher Bozeman. Christopher, come on up. Father Scott Brown, who will be giving our invocation. Father Brown, Reverend Brown, and our luncheon co-chairs, Kathy and Kevin Volkel. Christopher Bozeman.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. My name is Christopher Bozeman, and it is my esteemed pleasure to welcome each of you to ThriveWell Cancer Foundation's 2024 Annual Luncheon, where we continue to conquer cancer in every color. Prepare to hear stories from true cancer-fighting warriors, stories of happiness and heartbreak, breakthroughs and disappointments, triumph, and unfortunately, setbacks. But most of all, courage, hope, faith, and perseverance. One of those stories you will hear today is mine. And my story, like so many other cancer-fighting warriors, comes with ups and downs, highs and lows. The path that we walk is difficult, and we face many challenges and obstacles along the way. See, nobody prepared us for the mental breakdown that we would face when we were told that we were diagnosed with cancer. Nobody told us or prepared us about the physical trauma our bodies would face going through cancer treatment and recovery. And nobody prepared us for the emotional roller coaster of fear when we sat alone in our thoughts, thinking about whether we would live or die. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful because despite all of those things, we will keep living, we will keep surviving, and with the help of ThriveWell, we will keep thriving. ThriveWell Cancer Foundation helps us through our journey with cancer. The Patient Assistance Program provides physical, emotional, and financial support for each of us going through our cancer treatment. The Patient Assistance Program covers medical bills, lodging, and transportation costs, so we don't have to stress about unforeseen expenses. The wellness programs, including exercise, nutrition, and support groups like the Diva and Do program, provides us life-saving opportunities beyond our cancer treatment. I've been truly blessed to benefit from many of these programs that ThriveWell has to offer. And with that being said, I have to take a moment to recognize my sisters and brothers with the Diva and Do program, who's at the back table, 41. My fellow divas and dudes performed an amazing salsa routine earlier. And many of you are unaware that we've been practicing since October at the Aston Ballroom Dance Studio. And despite some of us enduring cancer treatment and going through unforeseen surgical operations, we're still here. These men and women are true examples of cancer-fighting warriors. And it's because of all of you we are here today. It's because of your generous donations, your selfless support, and your unwavering commitment to ThriveWell Cancer Foundation that I and thousands of cancer-fighting warriors benefit every single day. So thank you. Thank you for giving us the chance to keep fighting. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to keep battling. And thank you for giving us the option to never give up. And to Kathy and Kevin, thank you both for chairing this year's event and also sharing your stories. Together, we will conquer cancer in every color. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher, for those kind remarks. It's an honor for you to be here, and it's truly an honor for us, Kathy and I, to be able to chair this year's event.
Kevin and I want to start by thanking the ThriveWell team, not only for making these events possible, but for the work you do to save lives for so many people that need help.
Thank you to all the volunteers and everybody behind the scenes that made this event possible. But most of all, thank and acknowledge all of you, our guests and our donors, for being here today for such a worthy program. Programs like ThriveWell would not exist without your continued generous support, and from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. In today's program, you will see the positive impact that ThriveWell has on so many individuals and families. You'll hear a little bit more about the services that they provide, and we'll share some remarkable testimonials. And later this afternoon, you'll also hear our story.
It is a story that we are so grateful and so blessed to share with all of you.
And now it's my honor to introduce Father Scott Brown. Father Scott Brown is the president and spiritual leader of the TMI Episcopal School here in San Antonio. He has humbly and continuously served the Lord in the community for over 30 years. Kathy and I would like to invite all of you to stand as you are able for the invocation and blessing of the food from Father Scott Brown.
Well, I am grateful that he used the word gratitude to ground us today, because at TMI Episcopal, our theme this year is Thank God It's Today. Thank God it's today. The regrets of yesterday are behind us. The anxieties of tomorrow are not yet here. The gift is today. So grounding us in gratitude for the gift of today, acknowledging the effect that cancer has had on so many people, and remembering those whom we love but see no longer, let us pray. Good and gracious God, we are thankful for memories of good times. We are thankful for those who devote their lives to caring for those who battle cancer. We are grateful for those who are committed to finding cures and giving us hope for the future. We are grateful for organizations like ThriveWell, who provide support and programming to cancer patients and their families. Lord, today we are grateful that it is today. Bless our food, bless our conversations, bless this organization. Lord, ground us in gratitude and empower us to choose compassion and love in all that we do. Amen.
Be seated. Thank you all. Please continue to enjoy this lunch now that we've prayed over it, and the program will continue in about 15 minutes. Enjoy your lunch.
I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. It's a solid faith. Now I'm a believer, I'm not a taste of doubt in my mind. But I'm a believer, yeah, 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 yeah.
special girl. My strength, my anchor, my little world. In rage and anguish, stay by me. Love will conquer eventually. Hate and anger on the street. Stay defiant in defeat. Don't let the madness descend. Love will conquer in the end. Love will conquer. Love will conquer. Love will conquer in the
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my word. How can I, when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way, go sun or shade. We will find a place where there's so much space. And the pace back east, rustling just to feast. Ready to leave too. We are gonna do. Life is peaceful there. There in the open air. Where the skies are blue. This is what we're gonna do. Life is peaceful there. Go west. In the open air. Go west. Baby, you and me. Go west. This is our sun in winter time. We will feel just fine. Where the skies are blue. This is what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, baby. Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. I'm wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh, baby. Here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby. Here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got the future in your hand.
I'm going to have to pull the cowbell out.
You got the future in your hand.
Was that a wonderful
I've done a lot of
luncheon?
foolish things.
Please,
I've done a
if you
really
haven't
big
finished
thing.
yet, enjoy especially that panna cotta. Have you tried the panna cotta yet? I see a bunch of empty ones going. Go all the way to the lemon curd
When I touch
on the
them,
bottom.
there's
Take it all
nothing,
with
girl. Ooh,
That
baby.
meal today was created by Rosemary,
Still delivered. I'm yours.
amazing arcade,
I'm yours.
and it is based on what
Ooh,
ThriveWell
baby, set
teaches
my soul on
in the
fire.
nutrition classes.
That's why I know you're my
One of the
only
ThriveWell
desire.
brilliant
Ooh, baby.
scientists is the
Here I am.
talented and
I'm
generous
still
Jan
delivered. I'm
Tilly,
yours.
and Jan has donated
Here
the
I am,
best-selling
baby.
book, Eat Well to Live Well, to all of you today. It's in the goodie bag that you sat on when you got here. So if you haven't ventured into your goodie bag, give it a go. You'll find Eat Well to Be Well by Jan Tilly. And I do have a little mention about that. If you're going to go home with someone at your table, if you're a couple or partners, just take one book per household and leave that extra one if you don't have someone who needs it at the table, because it'll benefit another cancer patient by having access to Jan's genius. That's our PSA, our public service announcement for today. So now that I have your attention to learn a bit more about ThriveWell's mission of conquering cancer in every color, take a look at the screens. Roll the videotape.
I'm Christopher Bozeman. In September of 2021, I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer with liver and lung metastasis at the age of 46. It was definitely not something that I was expecting. It wasn't something that my family was expecting. I did have my breakdown moment. I think that everybody deserves to have a breakdown moment when they are diagnosed with a potentially life-threatening disease. But at the same time, you also have to rise from that breakdown moment. You can't stay there. I had chemotherapy followed by 30 sessions of chemoradiation. I had multiple surgical procedures to remove all of the tumors, and that was successful. When it comes down to fighting cancer, cancer patients need to be in the best possible shape, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as they're going through this journey. ThriveWell has stepped in and been able to take care of those needs.
As a cancer nurse navigator for Sarah Cannon Cancer Institute at Methodist Healthcare, we see what ThriveWell does every day in the cancer world in San Antonio. There is nothing like it.
Over the last 5 years, we've had a significant impact on being able to help patients. We navigate them through needing lodging, transportation, and any costs that come along with their care. The goal is to get them through their cancer treatment.
All of the financial support, the activities that I'm able to participate in. I've participated in the transportation program. I've received gas cards. I've also received lodging for being able to go to and from Houston. The other thing is the emotional support. That emotional support is so important because yes, I have support at home, but it's also great to be able to receive that outside support, which is also so much needed.
Oncology and cancer in itself is obviously an extremely emotional thing. And so for the patients to also have that need for financial assistance and then to have ThriveWell come in and literally save the day, it's such a relief to be able to hand that to our patients and know without a doubt, you're gonna get some help and we're gonna get you through this. To be able to see that difference come across with so many new avenues for the patients is huge.
Our bone marrow transplant patients come from all over Southwest Texas. They have to do a lot of traveling and they need to stay here in San Antonio for care. And it's due to the resources that we could help provide to these patients through ThriveWell with gas cards, housing accommodations, and so many other things. Without those types of resources, some will actually just not have care. They will just say, I can't afford it, so I will just not receive care. ThriveWell was able to fill the gap that was needed for these patients to have a successful care here, which meant they didn't have to give up.
For San Antonio to have an organization like ThriveWell that can financially support patients through this journey is an incredible blessing.
The amount of funding and assistance they've given our patients has been phenomenal.
We also work very hard to help the patients understand how exercise and nutrition significantly reduce the chance of reoccurrence. That's what the evidence shows. And so those exercise classes and nutrition classes can make a huge difference in not only their cancer treatment journey, but after they're finished with their journey.
My name is Bronte Price. I'm a breast cancer survivor. Without ThriveWell, I think I would be in a very different and dark place. Because it's helped me come out of my shell. I suffer from anxiety and depression, and just kind of being around people that are just like me, it offers camaraderie and it gives me that sense of purpose. It's been amazing for me as far as with nutrition, exercise, counseling. I really love the yoga classes. It is a great organization that really cares for all of their divas and dudes.
I participate with the salsa program, which is amazing. I have a great time being able to interact with other cancer survivors and then also participate in the exercise wellness program. My personal trainer, Michael, yeah, that man's a beast. In a good way, though. Having a personal trainer, it was needed more so to get back into that mindset. And so I started going to personal training. I started getting that desire back.
They're not selective in who they help. They want to help everyone. That is their entire goal. They go above and beyond, and the kindness that they exhibit, it's constant.
The other thing we're really proud of is we've learned how to also take care of caregivers, to be able to have support groups where those caregivers can communicate with one another and get support from one another. Then the patients are meeting with each other, meeting other people who have gone through the same experience. And this gives them a safe space where they can have conversation and share ideas and find ways to get through what is often a very long journey for the whole family.
ThriveWell is the lifeline, and it's wonderful because I get to throw that lifeline. I get to say, here's the best organization in San Antonio, and they will take care of you.
My hope and my faith is strong. And so now I'm going through an immunotherapy trial, and this immunotherapy trial will hopefully rid my body of not just the tumor that's in my right lung, but any and all cancer cells. And so now I'm back working out on a regular basis. My nutrition is better than it was before. I'm having fun with my wife and my boys. I'm dancing more salsa with my wife, traveling more with my boys. I'm enjoying life, and I can honestly say that I'm back to doing that.
Our goal is to one day be able to say, if you live in San Antonio or you're coming into San Antonio for your cancer treatment, we can help you.
I would not have, in my opinion, this smile on my face if not for everything that ThriveWell has done for me and my family, and what they continue to do for all the other cancer survivors who are in need.
Well, today we are gathered together in celebration of ThriveWell Cancer Foundation's 17th year. Who would have thought? Yeah, it's worth applauding. What started as a tiny nonprofit is now the only independent cancer foundation in San Antonio, providing more support to cancer patients than any other charity in the city. And while ThriveWell has grown, the mission, as you can see, has not changed. Back in 2007, patients with cancer were dropping out of treatment or never even starting treatment in the first place because they could not afford their copays. They couldn't afford their deductibles. They couldn't afford even gasoline, or they had no transportation for treatment to and from appointments. There was also increasing data. Thanks to folks like Jan Tilley and her book, there was increasing data that a healthy diet and exercise could significantly reduce the recurrent rates of cancer. But patients didn't have access to affordable, knowledgeable experts and instructors. And there was a gap in funding for the cutting-edge, out-of-the-box cancer research ideas that could be the next big thing. Those researchers needed seed money to try to get the ideas off the ground. Today, ThriveWell can take pride in saying thanks, in large part, to each of you, the cancer champions of this room and this community. Thanks to ThriveWell, things are different, but it's also a mixed bag of difference. When ThriveWell began, for every patient served, there was a cohort of 2 they couldn't serve. Today, because of the growth in population in Bexar County and San Antonio, that ratio has changed. For every person saved, there are 4 waiting. That's why we're here today. Nevertheless, cancer patients who need financial assistance do have somewhere to turn. Patients who want to embrace a healthy anti-cancer lifestyle do have accessible experts to support them. Cancer researchers can apply for seed money grants from ThriveWell, and they receive them. Some of those go on to do great things in solving this mystery and this awful thing that we are dealing with. The only reason ThriveWell is able to stay on track in its mission is because of the generosity of people in this room. You have in your goodie bag the program book here, and inside there's a very brief 2023 impact report. Some of you have had a moment to take a look at it, but I'll call your attention to some highlights. Almost $1.6 million in Patients Assistance Program support. Financial, transportation, and lodging awarded to almost 1,600 cancer patients. 1,750 free in-person exercise classes, nutrition and wellness classes, along with over 5,000 views of the virtual classes so that for those who can't get out of home, have a way of seeing it. It gives patients and survivors a way to stay active and healthy. And $50,000 in a research program awarded to 2 novel projects at UT Health. You in this room know firsthand the massive challenges that come with cancer diagnoses. Those of you who give in honor of and in memory of loved ones make it possible for others, experts, to focus on fighting cancer and not to worry about how they're going to get transportation to or pay for life-saving care. And that includes our partner sponsors, and I want to recognize them. First of all, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Texas, Kim Rapier-Verrett and Glenn Verrett, and Kim's Angels, the Kim's Angels Foundation, which provides the START Center for cancer care. And one individual in this room who never likes to be publicly recognized, our very own great coach of the Spurs, Greg Popovich. Sorry, Pop, for that you need recognition. The Mays Family Foundation and Dr. Lowe and Susan Smith, our partner sponsors here today, and so many other faithful friends of ThriveWell. With gratitude in our hearts, we all thank you. We also want to acknowledge the patients, families, and caregivers who are here today. ThriveWell Foundation is here for you too. You are the ones who, with your husbands and wives, sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, and neighbors and friends, navigate the countless appointments, cook the meals, drive to the offices, manage the paperwork and the bills, and so much more. Each one of you has a story, and all too often, patients have to manage all of it on their own, adding unimaginable strain to an already devastating diagnosis. And that's when ThriveWell steps up as their family by choice, providing not only rides to and from appointments, paying for treatment, co-pays, COBRA payments, fuel cards, hotel rooms, and providing a listening ear, a caring heart, someone to lean on. Well, we've had a lot of people to lean on to this point. Now I want to introduce you to a true miracle story that was shared by our co-chairs, Kathy and Kevin Volkel. To the screen, please.
My name is Kevin Volkel. I am Kathy's husband, and we've been blessed and been married over 40 years. Both Kathy and I had cancer. Mine was first in around the year 2000. It was a rare form of cancer called olfactory neuroblastoma. Basically, it's a cancer that attaches itself to the smell nerve. I was fortunate in my cancer. It was detected from a treatability standpoint. I didn't go through any radiation or chemotherapy, but had a surgical option available to me, but was fortunate to be in remission for over 24 years now, so very fortunate. Kathy's cancer ended up being much more severe. It wasn't about the word cure, it was about the word survival. And I was in a little bit of a shock that, wait a minute, why are we not talking about a cure? Certainly we're gonna survive. And it was more reality that she didn't have a great survivability rate, which then put things in a complete different perspective for me.
Hi, I'm Kathy, and I have 4 boys. And when I was 44 years old, we were in the process of moving back to New Braunfels, and I just wasn't feeling great. I thought it was the stress of the move. We were building a house. I was always sick to my stomach, When we finally got in the house, I went to my general practice doctor and she said, you know, you're not really old enough yet, but let's do a colonoscopy and see what's going on. I went in for what I thought was just going to be a normal procedure. Well, when I woke up, Kevin was standing by the bed because the doctor was pretty sure that what he was seeing was a cancerous tumor. The tumor was so large they couldn't define whether it was cervical, colon, uterine, but he said he was very sure that it was cancer. That was such a scary feeling. I remember that, just looking at Kevin thinking, oh my God, what are we gonna do? I still had a child that was 11 years old, one that had just turned 16, one that was still living at home because he was going to UTSA for his first year of college. When they asked me where I wanted to be, I said I wanted to stay in New Braunfels. I went to Texas Oncology. Dr. Dagabati, my hero, was the new doctor there, and I didn't want a new doctor. I wanted someone who knew what they were doing. Well, I immediately had this connection with Dr. Dagabati. She said, well, we've got the results back. You do have cancer, still not defined as what type, but we know it's stage 4. That was really difficult to hear because immediately I thought of my kids. I thought if Kevin had just started a brand new job. I didn't know how we were going to manage it, but I knew that we would get through it together. Kevin's been always very supportive of that. She said they were going to start very aggressively doing chemo. As soon as I finished that, I would go in for radiation, and they did internal radiation. I know I always used to ask Dr. Dagabati, what are my chances? I just wanted to know what my chances were. And she wouldn't give me a percentage. Later, I find out that my chances were not real good of survival. But I think that some of the fight, that you don't give up hope, and I think a lot of that has to do with your survival rate.
My name is Sridevi Dagabati, medical oncologist at Texas Oncology. I know Kathy as a patient very early on in my career. She's such a sweet lady, along with her husband. Because Kathy was so young at the time of the diagnosis, that was very overwhelming for her. That helped her to fight very strongly. So that made me to put in more time to help her out.
I was 11 when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. I mean, immediately whenever she told me that she had cancer, I was super scared and like it was a death sentence, or like, you know, that I was truly gonna lose my mom. She did always reassure me that I would be okay and that she would always be with me. And I think too, just the idea of potentially losing her, you know, really made that time precious that I had with her. Even today, I mean, it's shaped our relationship. I mean, she's really my best friend.
Jacob being the youngest, he didn't want to ever leave my side. I kind of joke because I think that it's because he was scared to death I was leaving him with Kevin alone.
Looking back now, I recognize it more than I did then, but just the strength that she had as she was going through it. She wasn't ever complaining or really pitying herself in any way. She was continuing to do for the family and do for my brothers and my dad and myself what she always had done. I think that was the biggest thing for me, was that strength that she had was, you know, so inspiring.
So Kevin was at a new job working, but I had a friend, Tracy Coker, and she would go to all the appointments that Kevin couldn't be at. Having support of a friend was so important because I know a lot of people don't have a ride to their appointments and don't have a way to get there. And Tracy was able to take me. It was just very important to have that support, to have people who are willing to do that for patients.
Kathy is one of those life friends. We've done things together as family for many years. Looking back at it now, the role that I played, besides being her friend, is being her advocate. Even as the advocate, you've got to be positive. You got to be strong. You got to be the supporter. You got to be the cheerleader. What they say is that it takes a village and a strong support system through something life-changing like this. And going through that with her and understanding the commitment, the support that's needed, I think that's very, very important.
Every time I went in to get my chemo, they would do this blood work on you, and I couldn't keep my blood count up. And so they would give me what the nurses joked and called the $5,000 shot. I finally asked them one day, I said, what happens to the people that can't afford this $5,000 shot? And they said they don't get it. You know, fortunately for you, you have insurance and you're able to cover it. Some people aren't that fortunate. They finally decided that it was cervical cancer. They got the tumor to shrink down to what they said was like a little pea size, and then it just went away. And it was a miracle. I mean, to me, it was a miracle that I had been praying for. So Dr. Dagabadi was very adamant about me keeping up every 3 months. I still, to this day, keep up my appointments with her on a yearly basis because it's so important to make sure that, you know, it doesn't come back.
It is so much pleasure to see Kathy now, just once a year. Almost feels like visiting family. Happy to see her thriving well at this point.
None of us get to choose which cancer we get. I just always thought that there needed to be a nonprofit that helped with all cancers. And with ThriveWell, I learned that the people that couldn't afford the $5,000 shot, if they needed it, they would be able to have it. The people who couldn't afford their co-pays just to go to the doctor, that they could actually go and get the treatment that they needed with the help of ThriveWell.
I wish that I could say that every story has the same outcome. I know that we're blessed. Some people don't have a blessing of that support network, and they can easily give up. So I believe that ThriveWell is one of those organizations that is a blessing in itself to be able to lend its, not only again, financial support, but also for everyone that has cancer, they know there's somebody out there like ThriveWell that can help them.
What I learned going through all of this was never take a day for granted, not even a moment for granted. I enjoy playing with my 5 grandchildren. I love having my family around. Just enjoy every moment. If I want to go do something, I go do it. I don't let anything hold me back. I'm hoping that through my story, people that are unable to afford their treatment, that ThriveWell is their lifeline. Thankfully, I do have a miracle to share. And so I hope that through ThriveWell, I can help others be a miracle also.
You know, Kathy and I stand here today because we were given another chance at life. Our family behind us would look and would be vastly different without the support from organizations like ThriveWell. Words cannot express the gratitude that I hold because I still have my wife. Our children still have their mother in their lives. Our favorite time is spending any family time together, and I can't imagine what life would be like without her. I'm acutely aware that the countless others may not have been so fortunate and will not be so fortunate without the resources and help like ThriveWell. I know that cancer is not a disease that we can overcome alone. We all need help. And fortunately, ThriveWell is a resource that can support the gap that will be there for families that need assistance during the hardest times of their lives. This organization's resources survives from the donations from people like all of you in this room. And today, if it's in your heart to give to those who need help fighting, I'd ask that you do so. There's a direct line from the gift you give today to the lives that you can save tomorrow in the future. Giving financially is easy to do with the QR code that's on your tables in front of you, or by filling out the donation card, which is in your gift bag. If you're not in a place to give financially, please consider how you can volunteer your time at ThriveWell. We can all make a difference today. You know, I just heard right before coming up on stage that there's a board member that was willing to do a $50,000 match. So all of your collective donations up to $50,000, there's a match. So your dollars that you donate today are 2 for 1. So now I invite you, thank you for that. I now invite you to turn your attention to the scenes as we spend a few minutes highlighting some of our brave cancer patients and give you time to fill out your donations cards. Thank you for all of your attendance and support for this organization and for being here today. And we're honored and blessed to serve as the co-chairs and tell our story. Thank you.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream aloud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
One last thank you to everyone. We are grateful in our hearts, in our minds, and in our purses at ThriveWell for your participation here today. Bless you all.
Years I'm missing home. There's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream aloud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. A lot of fight left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. No, I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. And it's been 2 years, I miss my home, but there's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream, I'm loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll fight my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. A lot of fight left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open.